All right, let's go. I hope that everyone had a good weekend, even the guy that I will inevitably offend in this video. I don't know about you, but I prefer to have a nice, calm, relaxing, chill weekend rather than be the guy in the bar that gets so drunk he fights himself in the mirror. For me, it's a much different vibe when I wake up and the market is not bleeding red.
There was a story 10 days ago that said this is the worst April for the stock market since the Great Depression. 10 days later, the NASDAQ is now up on the month of April, and I haven't seen a story that says, oh, stock market has biggest bounce back ever.
They told us that crypto was a sinking ship, but I'm optimistic that we will rebound and it will be smooth sailing from here. So by now, you know how we do things on this channel. We talk some crypto and some things that I find funny. And if that upsets you, just know that I find that funny too. At this point, I'm not sure what's more difficult, dealing with the volatility of the crypto market or trying to use reason and logic with people that think men can breastfeed.
Can men get pregnant?
They certainly can.
How exactly does a man get pregnant?
Called rectal births or butt babies. In some places, it's called rearing a child. With all due respect, sir, I'm the expert here.
Perhaps no one said it better than the late, great George Carlin.
The planet is fine. The people are fucked.
So I think your next campaign slogan has to be this: we got to start eating babies.
So we know that life is all about making the right choices, but if you put in the time, working hard to perfect your craft, and you don't try to cover up your mistakes, you may just get lucky and find that special someone. We're not here to play any games. We just need to get things back on track.
Innovation, unfortunately, has been stifled for the last several years due to market and regulatory uncertainty that, unfortunately, the SEC has fostered.
It's good to see that one side is taking action. Unfortunately, the other side is sending Milli Vanilli to go sit on some steps for 12 hours.
I think the Democrats are trying to appear more manly. Just a thought, but they may want to consider first getting rid of their man purses and their organic broccoli. Dark woke, light woke, mellow yellow woke, it's still woke. And that's the Democrats' problem.
I know you come here to get answers to all the tough questions. Some questions are really hard to answer.
What's changed over the last couple months post-Biden administration for you guys?
Oh, gosh. Once again, where do we start? Okay, you go for this one.
It's a whole list of things I can't think of right now.
While others are way easier, I would check the Mental Institute. We are living in a world where criminals are threatening to call the cops if they're not allowed to steal. Denver dads are being arrested, and
white suburban liberals who were silver spoon their entire life know everything about gang culture.
But I think we can agree on a few things. 1, it's not a good idea to put a bald man on the front page of your newspaper.
You're bald.
2nd,
if they've committed a crime, deport them. No questions asked, they're gone.
If you're a criminal, you'll be deported. If you plan to enter the U.S. illegally, your chances of getting caught and sent back just went up.
And 3rd,
no one is above the law.
No one is above the law.
Nobody is above the law.
Nobody is above the law.
No one is above the law.
But my best advice to you has to be never skip testicle day at the gym. And take a look at this, a new XRP Ledger amendment proposed by Who's Crypto. The XRP Ledger community is discussing a new standard, XLS 80D, to enhance how apps verify user identities using decentralized identifiers. This allows users to securely share identity details across platforms without relying on central authorities. It improves privacy, trust, and security in digital interactions, making them safer and more reliable. The proposal outlines how DIDs can be integrated into the XRP Ledger, empowering users to control their own identity data. And check this out from the Stein Grabber: 8 straight days of XRP net outflows, and the selling is exhausted, but flattening out. And this is pretty interesting. The SEC Crypto Task Force met with Ripple partner Ondo Finance to discuss tokenization. And we're going to take a look at all the updated target price levels for XRP and Bitcoin in just a minute. But first, let's take a look at some other top headlines.
My goal this morning is to outline a blueprint to restore equilibrium to the global financial system and the institutions designed to uphold it.
Leaked footage of Trump's secret meeting with Zelensky at the Vatican.
Of the war. You're not in a good position. You don't have the cards right now.
The Federal Reserve withdraws crypto guidance for banks. The Fed has officially rescinded its 2022 and 2023 guidance that requires banks to notify or get approval before engaging in crypto or stablecoin activities. The fake news puppets have moved on to a new buzzword.
We begin tonight with the escalation in the president's crackdown on illegal immigration.
Today's dramatic escalation in the Trump administration's conflict with judges.
The Trump administration signaling a major escalation in its deportation efforts.
Escalation.
More escalation.
Trump's escalation.
This kind of escalatory action.
The dramatic escalation.
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 We had the annual White House Correspondents' Dinner.
President Biden's decline and its cover-up by the people around him is a reminder that every White House, regardless of party, is capable of deception.
My main takeaway was Karine Jean-Pierre is looking pretty rough, going on to say,
"Hello, is it me you're looking for?"
President Trump says that Act Blue is illegal and that Adam Schiff should be in jail. Does anyone else find it ironic that the guy with the pencil neck is going to go to jail for the auto pen? Former Representative Jamal Bowman thinks the NFL is rigged against black players. I guess he forgot that 59 of the first 64 players selected in the NFL draft were black. And looking to capitalize on the opportunity, OnlyFans star says her next stunt will be to have sex with all men drafted before Shedeur Sanders. Jeffrey Epstein accuser Virginia Giuffre has died by suicide. Suicide. There's just way too much suiciding associated with Epstein. U.S. tariff revenue rises 60% to $15 billion in April, a new all-time high. And we also see this from the president saying that tariff money will be used to reduce or completely eliminate taxes with a focus on those making less than $200,000 per year.
You get taxed on what you own, you get taxed on what you buy, and you get taxed on what you own. Taxes, taxes, taxes. And then what does it get spent on? A bunch of the stuff it gets spent on you don't even agree with.
Michelle Obama releases a new poster for her podcast.
I believe that the Biden administration should ignore this ruling.
I am literally shaking right now. A new location has been selected for the 2028 Democratic National Convention. Retired astronaut Katy Perry preparing for her show in Mexico City. And a sleeper candidate has emerged for Pope, hoping to win after they count all the mail-in ballots. All right, let's take a look at some updated target price levels for both XRP and Bitcoin. When we take a look at the chart for XRP, we are pretty much in the same situation as we've been for a while now. On the weekly scale, the hidden bullish divergence was negated. However, the 2-week scale still shows the hidden bullish divergence on both the RSI and the SRSI as compared to the price. If we can keep the momentum up, and if the SRSI on the weekly scale crosses above 20 and stays above for the next few weeks, you would expect another massive move up. Note, if the price closes below $2.09 on the 2-week scale, this will negate the hidden bullish divergence, and you should expect to see this orange box get hit again. If we move over here and take a look at Bitcoin, we have finally crossed back above the 20 level on the stochastic RSI. If both lines can maintain above the 20 level for the next few weeks, it's very possible that BTC will hit another all-time high. The RSI also crossed back above the moving average, which is this yellow line. This is also bullish. However, we also want to have a full body candle close above this 21-day simple moving average, which is this blue line, and the top of this descending broadening wedge pattern. If Bitcoin can break these levels, it will just give a better probability of another leg up for BTC and the rest of the altcoin market. So you know I'll be watching and I'll keep you updated with any new information. Just remember, in the same way that printing more money doesn't end poverty, printing diplomas doesn't end stupidity. If you fight for a cause you don't understand, arguing with facts that you didn't verify, defending values you don't believe in, and call people a racist, phobic Nazi when they don't agree, congratulations, you are a libtard. Next time she texts you asking if you can go multiple rounds, just reply back with this picture. If selling your data was an Olympic sport, this guy would be the GOAT. In honor of the reinstatement of Columbus Day,
I'll do you in the bottom while you're drinking sangria.
And if you have a couple more minutes, you may also like this video right here. Is XRP headed to $27 on its way to $120? Until the next time, be safe.